They called me the ghost in the family photos long before I ever chose the name. I'm Elena Voss, 35, and for decades I was the extra shadow at every gathering, never center frame, rarely named. My younger brother, Lucas, soaked up every ounce of light without trying. High school valedictorian, college athlete, wedding pictures splashed across social media with his perfect bride and their twin boys in tiny bow ties. Relatives gushed over his promotions, his lake house weekends, his charmed life. Me? I was the one quietly fixing the printer during reunions while everyone toasted his latest milestone. I left home at 19, landed in Seattle with nothing but a backpack and a stubborn streak. Days blurred into graveyard shift helpdesk calls. Nights became self-taught marathons in Python, cloud infrastructure, ethical hacking. No one asked about the late hours or the freelance gigs that slowly stacked into real money. When I casually mentioned landing a senior engineer role, my mother pivoted mid-sentence to Lucas's new boat. I swallowed the words and kept climbing. Senior architect, then director of threat intelligence at a fintech giant. I bought a sleek condo with floor-to-ceiling views of Puget Sound and never posted a single photo. Why bother? They'd already decided my world was small. Everything cracked open at my grandfather's 85th birthday gala. I flew in unannounced, stepped into the ballroom in a tailored navy suit instead of my usual hoodie. Heads turned slowly, like recognizing a stranger who wore a familiar face. My mother recovered first, launching into small talk about Lucas's twins. Grandpa, though clear-eyed and direct, leaned close and asked, "Where are you calling home these days, Elena?" Before I could answer, my mother cut in with a breezy "Oh, somewhere in the suburbs, still figuring it out." I met her eyes, smiled thinly and said, "Actually, a waterfront condo downtown. Top floor." The table froze. Lucas's wife choked on her wine. My father blinked. Like I'd spoken another language. Whispers rippled outward. For the first time, the spotlight found me, and it burned. The shift was instant and ravenous. Texts flooded in. Lucas needed bridge financing for a real estate flip gone sideways. My parents hinted at roof repairs and medical deductibles that insurance mysteriously wouldn't touch. My mother started calling me our success story. I wired money each time, telling myself this was love catching up late. Dinners resumed. Group photos finally included me. I let the warmth fool me. Then Grandpa pulled me aside one rainy afternoon. Voice low, he repeated a conversation he'd overheard on their patio. Laughter about how I'd finally started paying my dues, how to keep the cash flowing until the vacation house closes. Lucas had joked I was too busy coding to notice they were using me. The betrayal didn't explode, it settled like ice in my veins. I kept smiling, kept responding, kept the transfers paused. No explanations. Just silence on the money front. Irritation crept in fast. Messages shortened. Calls dropped. Christmas invites arrived laced with urgency. "We miss you so much, it won't be the same without you." I went, watched the performance, extra hugs, nostalgic stories, hopeful glances. After gifts, as everyone lounged with eggnog, I calmly recited the patio words I'd heard secondhand. Panic flickered across their faces. Excuses tumbled out. Misunderstandings, bad days, you know how we vent. I stood, coat already on. "I'm done being the ATM with feelings. Don't contact me again unless it's real." Grandpa waited outside, keys in hand. We drove off without looking back. Silence followed, blessed, total radio silence. No apologies, no guilt trips. Just absence. Weeks later a slick LinkedIn profile appeared under my name, exaggerated titles, my photo, listed as founding advisor to a vague family enterprise security consultancy. The contact number rang to my father's voice. When I confronted him, he stammered about building something together and family legacy. My lawyer moved faster than their excuses. Profiles vanished. Sites went dark. I changed numbers, hardened every account, vanished digitally. I sold the condo, bought a quiet craftsman house on a wooded lot, rebuilt it room by room. I adopted a scruffy mutt named Shadow and started mentoring isolated coders who reminded me of my younger self. No spotlight, just solid work. Grandpa visits often. Last week, Over coffee on the porch, he asked if I regretted the cut. I shook my head. I gave them decades of grace. They chose convenience over connection. He raised his mug. To ghosts who finally choose themselves. And for the first time, the quiet feels like freedom.